All right. Hello. Um, I accidentally deleted the title page, and I just thought, you know what? This is gonna be the beginning slide. I thought it'd be funny. I'm looking at it right now. It's not that funny. Um, Today we're just gonna be taking a look at Honey Bear. First off, we should probably talk about Karen. If you don't know, Karen is very similar to Honey Bear. They are the only two phobies in the game that can disable tiles. That is their biggest similarity, but there are a lot of differences and a lot of small nuances. Um, the thing about Karen is that Karen's very bad. The main reason is that he has to step on a tile to disable it. Um, which kind of sucks because that means that while it isn't very tanky, it doesn't have very good stats, it also means that it has to be fairly close to specific tiles if it wants to consistently disable them. Also, that means that you might accidentally disable your own territory and you have to kind of be. Sometimes Karen will cross tiles that you don't want him to cross, and it gets really annoying. It hasn't happened that often to me, but it's happened enough for me to note it. Um, but basically, Karen has a lot of downsides that I think makes it not worth the 5 keys. I would say it's not even worth the 4 keys. If it was 3 keys, then the stats would be kind of nuts. So we won't go there. But yeah. Um, so some really interesting ways to fix Karen would be to maybe oh, I don't know, make it cheaper, give it a bit more range maybe, make it so that you can choose where to disable your tiles. Maybe there's an alternative to Karen. That'd be crazy. What's that? There's a guy named Honey Bear and he's infinitely better in every way, shape, or form? That's crazy. Um, Basically, Honeybear just takes Karen's weaknesses and they either dump them down or they throw them in the garbage. Um, those weaknesses that we mentioned before, like not having to be very close to the tiles that you want to consistently disable, Honeybear doesn't have to do that. He can shoot tile disables from really far away. Um, the thing about Karen that Honeybear doesn't have is that he can disable a lot more tiles than usual, but it's limited to his movement, so nobody really cares. Honeybear essentially gets to choose which tiles to disable from a much further position, even if that compromises his the number of tiles disabled, if that makes sense. Um, he does have his own attributes, like for example, he only moves a tile per action, or he has a lot more base HP and does the same amount of damage. There are some attributes that are very similar, some that are very different. He's a monster. I don't think that's really relevant. It's just nice to have, I guess, because I mean the dimensional portal really isn't that good because Honey Bear does like what 300 damage, and nobody really cares, right? Um, Basically, the main reason I really like Honey Bear is because of his range. Actually, we should probably go back to this slide. This is his ability. He can attack from 3 tiles away, and a weakness that the mud has is that it'll um, it'll dissipate. Right, Karen does do that as well, but it'll dissipate for a turn before you can use the move again. So there's like 1 turn of downtime. It's not really that big of a deal to me because you're still putting a lot of pressure on the opponent as long as you're putting them on panic points. But yeah. Um. Anyway, so because it's an AoE, it shoots mud around the tile, including the tile on it. That means that you technically can shoot you can disable a panic point from 4 tiles away, which is really good. Um there's some like technicalities on this slide if you want to read them, but basically Honey Bear can disable the mid panic point a lot faster than Karen. I think it's like 1 round faster. I'm not 100% sure. But let's just go ahead and talk about how Honey Bear is even useful in the first place. If I'm going to be completely honest, I kind of forgot about these slides. I made them yesterday, but Hopefully you kind of understand the concept because basically it's just Honey Bear has takes Karen's strengths that really didn't need to exist. They weren't really that useful. And you kind of throw them away. Takes Karen's weaknesses, which are really prevalent and what made Karen so bad in the first place, throw that shit away. You get a really, really good phobie. Um, the problem that Karen had before was that applying pressure was possible, but because you have to be so close, you're really putting yourself in danger, and there's really no way for you to be able to consistently be able to, how do I put this? To consistently be able to apply pressure without Karen taking a few hits and eventually dying. The thing is, Honey Bear has more max HP. It's able to hit it from a further distance, and also it only hits it for 2 rounds out of 3, which allows it to have better stats in other areas. That technically doesn't really mean anything, but yeah. Um, the main point with Honey Bear is to disable the opponent's panic point. So, for example, if you have 3 panic points on the board, you have 2, your opponent has 1, you disable your opponent's panic point, boom. Now you're doing 470 damage every turn. By the way, it is different for some people. Mine is at 235 right now. I know mine used to be 225, and then it'd be 450, but whatever. I think base is 200 though, but whatever. Doesn't really matter. You get the idea. Um, and this is my favorite part. If you have 1 panic point and your opponent has 2, now you're not losing any HP except for like on 1 round. So technically, if you keep going, you're still going to lose. However, I think Honey Bear is actually meant to either be a support on defense or on offense. Very versatile. Um, because I think when your pain point is being taken and you need time to prepare, it's really nice with skills because skills take time to come back. Things like healing or maybe even attack buff, it's really nice to have. And just being able to stall the game out just a bit so that you're able to heal. It's really convenient. Maybe you want to get some of those keys out. Maybe you want to get some stronger phobies. I think that's one of the biggest problems with using high cost phobies in small maps. It's just that you're not very consistent. You're basically sacrificing like 3 rounds with no reinforcements, just so you can summon something that probably won't help you win the game unless you have Honey Bear. There are also some maps where you can disable 2 panic points at the same time. That is nuts. It's nuts because you're dealing 200, 225, 235, whatever. Um and that's if you disable 2 enemy panic points. That's a lot because that basically means that you just get to play safe, right? So you'll deal 225, 225, you'll take 225, rinse, repeat, rinse, repeat. All you have to do is hold that one panic point. That's all you have to do. It's really easy. And you just win. Um and now Honey Bear does cost 4 keys. I probably should mention this because some people don't know that. Um but it's pretty good. The strongest part about Honey Bear is its versatility, and what makes Honey Bear so much better than Karen is its range. So I think that the fact that it's has a lot of survivability, the fact that it has a lot of HP, that's really nice. I just wanted to get that out there because I played a game with player himself, I think like a month ago or so, maybe like 2 weeks or something. Um, no, I'm never gonna talk to that guy again. By the way, he absolutely fucking destroyed me. He used Honey Bear. I think it disabled 2 of my panic points and the stim pad in the middle, and it was on Pluto. So there's 4 panic points, which means that he's doing like what 400 damage every single turn, and there's nothing I can do because newsflash: if you push into enemy territory, you're probably gonna die. And it was a really fun game, but also very, very disappointing, and it was very anticlimactic near the end. But I think I just wanted to make this video to tell people, hey, Honey Bear's really good. I actually have been losing a few games with him. I didn't put this in the slides though, but just wanted to mention one thing. You are still technically losing out keys if you can't hold your territory, they'll just push into you and you basically lose the game. Because, newsflash once again, Honeybear has pretty bad stats for a 4 cost if you ignore the tile disabler. So you just kind of have to keep that in mind that sometimes it's not the best idea to keep it out. Maybe if you have control of 2 panic points and they have 1 and you want to just like speed up the game, sure, go for it. If you want to stall for a bit so that you can use Clinico to heal up your troops, sure, go for it. It really comes down to it comes down to very specific scenarios, and it's really something that you have to think about. But I wouldn't always use it. I think it's very situational, but when you can use it, oh my god, it is strong. Especially when you can disable 2 enemy panic points. That's nuts. It's going to be very good on Big House. I'm really excited for that map to come into rotation again so I can just bully a bunch of children. Um, I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. I haven't been making too much content recently. I feel like I haven't, but I kind of have. Because I've been having to make like 4 videos a month. I technically there's 5, but like the Q&A video, does that really count? No, not really. Um, if you have any video ideas, leave them in the comments. I'll read it. I might not do it, but I'll look at it. I'm really bad at trying to get people to like comment and like and subscribe and things like that because I don't really want to. Just wasting people's time. But then like you go on like these little rants and those tangents and now, I'm also wasting people's time. But if you're still on here, I mean, you should have left ages ago. Oh, also, haven't played Valorant today yet. Got a new mouse. There's like this little macro thing. Now I can jump like 20 times a second, or press the command, and it just helps me like b-hop. It's really nice, but it might be cheating, and I have to look it up to see if it's cheating or not. And I don't know if that's the case. But yeah, haven't played Valorant today. Bye bye.